Good morning, friends, and welcome to day 5 of Vlogmas. I'm particularly hungry this morning, so I'm going to very quickly open my Advent tea calendar and then get some food. A masala chai. I feel like we're seeing quite a similar theme in these ones though, but I'm not complaining because, first of all, they've all been so lovely. I've actually not had one that I haven't liked, so perfect. And I really love all these flavors at this time of the year, all these like cinnamon and ginger and warming. But yeah, we've got a masala chai this morning. So since that's black tea, I can have it because it has some caffeine. I also keep forgetting to open this advent calendar on camera. I've been opening it before bed. There we go, hopefully you can see me. But yeah, golly, it was feeling a little bit cold when I took the washing out there. I'm not sure it will get very dry out there, but I just love the smell of clothes that have been air dried or just been in the air. When you bring them into the house, it just smells so good. So I'm taking a risk because it is brightening marginally. I can't say it's really brightening, but anyway. I haven't explained what we're doing today because there isn't really a plan. I would love a day just in and around the area where this comes into play. It's going to be a blue day today, which just means I've put together a few ideas of when I can't be bothered thinking up something, even though today I actually have a few notions of what I might like to do, but I just thought it'd be fun to bring the box out. And then later on this evening, I'm going to my friend Nadia's for dinner, which will be really lovely. So the other thing I need to do today is just wrap her little present up because she'll be heading away out of the country for Christmas. So I don't know, I'm thinking I will see her again, but just in case, I would like to get her little present wrapped up. I also have some Christmas cards to post, so it's just going to be a very chill, mooching about, doing a few errands. I might need to do a little shop as well for food. But anyway, let's see what the box says today. I'm also going to give myself one chance to veto because I have put one or two things in the blues that does require a bus journey, and I'm not feeling a bus journey today, even though I had a lovely time yesterday. And the bus wasn't actually too bad yesterday, but yeah, I fancy a nearby wonder. Okay. Oh no. Oh, they're stuck together. Okay. Got a blue one. Ooh, interesting. Possibly, we could do that today. Do you mind if I just pick one more and see if it's more what I fancy? I do quite fancy that one though. That's not a bad one at all. And it would be in the area, so that is a possibility. That could work quite well actually. I'm just gonna pick another one just to see. Okay. This is the one I was kind of hoping for. So Okay, we're going to do this one, and I'm going to keep this one and not tell you just yet because we will be doing it one day. But the second one I've pulled is visit Broughton Street, get a cinnamon bun from Soderbergh. So I've actually been in the mood for this because I haven't been to Broughton Street for a while, and Life Story is a shop I just like popping into for a little browse, and the owner Susan and I have known each other for years, and they recently had their shop refurbed and I've not been in. So it would be really lovely to pop into Life Story today. There are so many lovely little shops up towards Broughton, the top of Broughton Street, and also I just remembered there that works perfectly actually because my mum has ordered something to John Lewis, so hopefully, which is just at the top of Broughton Street, so I'll maybe go to John Lewis first and then maybe walk down Broughton Street and then back home again, getting a little cinnamon bun en route. That sounds like a lovely day. Perfect. Okay, so that's the plan. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is, or share with you actually, that makes it sound very serious. So last week when I was in Fife, we went to do a little bit of charity shopping with my mum, of course, whenever I'm back. And just as we were leaving one of the charity shops, my mum spotted this candle on the shelf of one of the, just the bric-a-brac section. And it was so funny because I just did a collaboration with the St James Quarter, and this was a shop that I had not had to feature, but was lovely to feature, and it's called Neon. Hopefully you can see that. So they were selling this candle, which is normally, I think it's normally around £40, and because of the Black Friday sales and everything they've had recently, I think it was £28 to buy new. And this little charity shop was selling it for £1. So I've been meaning to open it with you because I can smell it through the box. It smells really good, and I thought it might be fun to light the candle in Vlogmas, and I can't believe I've waited till the 5th day to do it. But it's called Perfect Peace, which I just think is perfect as well for December. Oh, it's a shiny one. Nice. So this is what it looks like. And ooh, it smells, I think it's supposed to smell like pine. Yeah, pine, myrrh and lime peel. Oh, it smells so good, and it's full of essential oils, I believe. So we're going to light this now. I'm going to potter about, I'm going to do my Bible study and just have a nice chill morning. But we'll get ourselves ready to head out, post letters and go for a little Broughton Street wander. I think that sounds really good. I think that's all I had to talk to you about, but I'm excited. I'm excited to light this candle. I'm finally out. It took me so much longer to do everything this morning that it's already 1:30. Anyway, we've got 2 hours of daylight, we've got the cards to post, and we're just here at the post box now. I also meant to talk to you about today's tea. So today's was masala chai, as I mentioned in the morning, and I did like it. However, I felt like I couldn't identify all of the flavors that was in the tea. And then I had my normal like hibiscus tea for lunch, and I realized that I also couldn't taste that very well either. So it's not the Shabui's tea fault at all this morning that I couldn't really taste it very well. I think that the walk yesterday in the woodlands and the countryside has maybe aggravated my sinuses so that I can't really. I also had that candle burning and couldn't really smell it very well either, and I thought maybe it's just a very, not a very bright, not a very strong smelling candle. And then I realised it's probably me, it's probably my sinuses, and I can't smell very well. So I don't have a cold, so I'm assuming that is the reason. But anyway, I will be looking forward to trying that tea another day when I can smell a bit better. So first stop, John Lewis to pick up my mum's order, and then a little mooch down Broughton Street. The owner in store is just so lovely. I've forgotten her name, but I know that her dog is called Rue. Unfortunately, Rue is not in today, so I didn't get to see him. He's having a walk around Arthur's Seat, which is so sweet. Anyway, I got just a teeny tiny tea light, and it might look really silly that I'm just buying the one, but it's actually a beeswax tea light, which I've been wanting to try. So I just got the one for that IKEA glass candle holder that I got a few weeks ago. And then if I like it, I'll know where to come back and get some more. So, but she even wrapped it up. I was like, it's such a teeny tiny thing. And she was like, no, we have to keep it safe. So the plan had been to get a cinnamon bun from Soderbergh, and I might still do that, but it's actually, they're full at the moment. There's no tables. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to sit in or take it home, but we'll just continue our little mooch down Broughton Street and see how we feel by the end of it. So I may not have got a cinnamon bun, but at least I got macaroni pie. It's really suddenly got really cold, so I'm going to quickly head home, I think, and have a nice hot cuppa. So I'm back from my friend's flat and we just had a lovely evening catching up. We had some food and we also watched Johnny English 2. So yeah, it was just a lovely evening, and then I got back a little while ago and talked to my parents, and then I've just been editing their and I thought I would finish the video as usual with a sort of mini Q&A, and also wanted to fill you in on my thoughts on the macaroni pie and the little bits and bobs that I picked up from Broughton Street. So the macaroni pie, I really enjoyed it. I really did. The one I had the other day, I said, I think it was just medium. I would never say no to it, but I also wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. Whereas this one, I was really enjoying it. It was really flavorful. The other one was a little bit more plain. I don't know if they used a stronger cheese. It just had more flavor. It was a little bit oilier, so maybe that is the different cheese. When I heated it up in the air fryer and was eating it, it definitely, yeah, was a little bit oilier. But I really liked it and would be quite keen to have Alan visit one day, and I could pick up 2 pies from there hopefully and heat them up and see what he thinks, because he is a fellow macaroni pie enthusiast. So I also this evening have been burning one of the beeswax candles that I picked up from Life Story. So I popped into Aspen Florals, which is also known as Store. It has 2 names. The first half of it is a cafe, which I don't know if I showed you today. I don't think I did because there were people sitting there, but the front half is a lovely little cafe and coffee shop, and then the back is all this beautiful dried florals, and did they have any fresh flowers? I'm actually not sure. And candles and lovely homewares. It's just such a lovely shop. So I just picked up one of their tea lights, and this was £2.50, but I do know that beeswax is quite expensive in general. There's a slight honey whiff to it, I think. So yeah, I'm keeping that one, but I have burnt the one I got from Life Story already, which is, this one was only £1.10? £1.10? Yeah, I do smell some honey, but they smell different. Interesting. Anyway, I have been burning one and I didn't really pick up much of an aroma, but then again, my nose has been failing me today, so it could have smelled really lovely in here. But quite a few of my friends are really big fans of beeswax candles, and yeah, I'm excited to try a few more and see what the kind of hype is, because apparently they're quite good for you too. They purify the air, and yeah, anyway. So that's what I picked up, and then I also got the macaroni pie. Did I get anything else? I think I just got a few things from the supermarket on the way home. And then I think is that all I had to talk to you about other than the Q&A? I'm probably forgetting something, but anyway, I think I've got 2 questions today for the Q&A. One of them is, again, from my friend Eunice, and she's asking for sort of any Christmassy reads that I recommend, and I'm sitting here because I'm at my bookshelf, and I do have a few recommendations for you actually. I don't have them with me, annoyingly. I only have 2 with me. I thought I had packed another one, but I must have left it in Fife, which is a bit annoying because I was planning on reading it. But first up is one that I bought last year, and if you watched Vlogmas last year you might have seen it. It's called Green Glass House, and it's by Kate Milford, and this is actually, I think, more of a child's book, but I really enjoyed it. The descriptions were beautiful, the atmosphere lovely, and there's also a couple of illustrations like just at the start. It's just really lovely, and it is a slower read. It is not a page turner, I would say. It's just a very calm, slow read. So at times it actually took me quite a long time to get through it, just because I wasn't, it wasn't a page turner. I would just read it and be like, oh, that's so cozy, and then I'd put it down and then pick it back up. So it did take me quite a while to read it. But if you're just looking for a very calm, cozy story about a hotel, and a big wintry storm blows in, they get snowed in, and different characters just start turning up at the hotel, and it revolves mostly around the main character, which is the young boy who lives at the hotel because his mum and dad runs it, and he was expecting to have a fun winter break from school where it would just be pretty quiet, but all these characters start turning up and it becomes really packed, the whole hotel. So yeah, he makes a friend who is a girl who also helps him out with some sleuthing, and they have an adventure. So I enjoyed this one. Very nice. Would love to go to a snowy setting and read it. I think would be perfect. So that's my first one. And then the next one that I would show you but don't have is called A Mystery in White by J. Jefferson Farjeon. And this is a sort of whodunit, and it starts with a group of people on a train, and the train gets stuck due to the heavy snow. And instead of sitting on a really cold train, a group of people set off to try and find somebody's house to shelter in, and they come across this house that is so cozy and it looks very lived in, if I remember correctly, but there's nobody there. So what's going on? And they decide, since they're so cold, they're just going to make themselves a home, and things start to happen. Very mysterious, quite thrilling. That definitely was a page turner for me. I think I've maybe read that twice actually. It's not for everyone because I've read some reviews on Goodreads. I think it's a little bit of a Marmite story, but personally really enjoyed it, and actually read another of J. Jefferson Farjeon's books after it and really didn't enjoy that one. I think it was called The Z Murders, and that was far too off the wall for me. But this particular one, really enjoyed it. Again, a very snowy setting, and yeah, a very sort of page turner whodunit, I would say. That's how I would describe it. And then another whodunit is by Agatha Christie, and it's called The Sitterford Mystery, I think. And there is a slight spooky bit at the beginning, which I don't normally read anything spooky, anything like that, but just a little heads up. I did sort of just skip over it. It's not massively important to the story. Well, kind of, but yeah, it's over quite quickly. And then the rest of the story follows a very kind of, I don't know how to describe her, but she knows what she wants and she's going for it, and she starts investigating this murder because she wants to get her boyfriend off the charges, because he kind of gets charged for it, but she doesn't believe he did it, and sets off to try and prove his innocence. And yeah, it's another fun read. Agatha's so good at what she does, so I really enjoyed that one. And yeah, lots of snow in that one too. And then I think lastly, I haven't read that many Christmassy reads to be fair, is I just finished reading this one recently called A Highland Christmas. And I thought this was quite interesting because it's kind of the opposite of everything that I just mentioned. There is a little bit of snow, but it isn't particularly festive. It's maybe slightly more true to what Christmas in Scotland is, maybe. And a few of you had asked me about Christmas traditions in Scotland, and I've been asking around because I didn't really know of very many, and I've been asking around different people, different ages, and I think Christmas in Scotland is a more recent thing. Hogmanay is more traditional, where Scottish people go all out for Hogmanay, and there are a lot of traditions there about first footing, kind of like you couldn't leave the house until somebody visited you, all to do with good and bad luck and everything. But yeah, I think this one kind of portrays it a little bit, where some locals want to decorate and it's very much poo-pooed upon. It's not it's not approved of to be putting a Christmas tree up with lights and everything. So I did find that quite interesting, and most of MC Beaton's Hamish Macbeth stories has a death in it, but this one doesn't, which is quite fun. It's more just a feel good, and it's quite a short story. Look how big the gaps are. You could easily probably read it in one sitting, really, and just a fun, feel good read, I would say. Anyway, that's a few of my recommendations. I would love to read more though. I just feel that December is always such a busy month. So if you've got any Christmassy winter recommendations for books, please do let me know in the comments, and maybe that will help out with others that are looking for recommendations too. Anyway, been talking for incredibly long tonight. The other question was, do I have a bike and do I cycle? I think this was from Anna, who lives in the Netherlands. And yeah, do I just use public transport, or do I ever cycle around Edinburgh? And I really enjoy cycling, but I have never cycled in the city, because even though some routes are quite cycle-friendly and they're trying to improve it, for example, sometimes you've got a cycle path and it just ends all of a sudden randomly, no rhyme or reason. There's just not enough road, so you just merge with the cars. You know, it's not it's not the best. So I would like to cycle in Edinburgh. I also don't really have anywhere to store my bike easily in the flat, so if I ever got a fold-up bike, that would be handy. And there are definitely cycle paths around the city that are much nicer, like the converted old railway routes in Edinburgh. Those are lovely. The only thing you'd have to watch out for were people or dogs getting, in your way, but other than that, it would be pretty safe. But I wouldn't be keen on cycling on busy thoroughfares with other cars, because there have been a few accidents, unfortunately. So yeah, that is, I feel like I maybe didn't answer that question very succinctly, but yeah, anyway, I'm so tired now. I'm going to go to bed. Good night, friends. Thank you so much for making it this far. If you're watching it now, thank you, because I have been rabbiting on for ages. So, I can't even move. I'm so stiff. Okay, take care wherever you're in the world, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.